Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Looking at the title, can you answer my question? Did you know that Sephora has another sale coming up Monday, I believe is when it starts, the 19th. I feel like Sephora has subtly been trying to, you know, compete with the Ulta rewards program, because let's keep it a buck, the Ulta rewards program is much better than Sephora. It's quicker to get, you know, real money off your purchases on Ulta, better sales, more frequent sales, better deals, stuff like that. I just like the brands that Sephora has better than Ulta, but other than that, we know the Ulta rewards program is better. So, you know, within the last few years, Sephora's been trying to, you know, throw in little sales and stuff like that. I know there's one in December after the main ones in April and November. So I was just, you know, sitting around. I was on Twitter, of course, and I saw a tweet that said, why did I just get an email saying that Sephora is having a sale in August? That's unusual. But I got the email too. They are having a sale that starts on the 19th and it is 20% off. All the information will be in the description down below. So I figured, you know, I would do a video showing you guys, also in the title, some of the new hot fire-ish type products that you should get right now so you can get it on sale. And you know, some of them are like new, like I just reviewed it in the last few weeks type of new. Some of it is, you know, new, like, all right, at least it came out this year. And some of it, it's new to you because you don't own it yet. All right, so if you want to see what I'm talking about, then just stay tuned. So the first thing I have is this Fenty Primer. I feel like people are getting confused when I mention this. They're like, isn't the new Fenty Primer the new hydrating one? That is their new primer. This is like their, she's still new because this only came out like, what, a month ago or something like that. There's the original Fenty Primer that came out when the company launched back in 2017 or sometime like that. The actual primer worked for me, you know, it did what it said it was going to do, but that one broke me out. I feel like a month ago is when this one came out. This is their Truly Matte Pro Filt'r Mattifying Primer. It's also different colors. Like the original one is, I believe, like full peachy, and this one, you know, it's got peachy lid, and then it's white down here. This is their mattifying primer. I really like this primer. It's what I've been using on my face ever since I got it, unless, you know, it's like a video where I have to use a different primer. It's what I have on my face right now. It's a mattifying primer, so it helps, you know, keep my face less oily throughout the day, and it also looks really like blurrish, smoothing under your makeup, so there's that on top of it. I mean, I feel like if the original one didn't break me out, like this would kind of be like that one, except the breaking out part, and more mattifying. Moving on to foundation, there have been so many foundations to review in the last few weeks, and there are literally still so many to go. There's still the Fenty one. I know Zoeva has a foundation coming out. Flesh Beauty came out with a foundation. There are still so many to go over, but out of the ones that I have tried recently, I think there's like 5. There are 2 that you can get at Sephora, and the 2 that I would recommend is one, the Urban Decay Stay Naked Weightless Liquid Foundation. I am actually going to pick up this foundation during the sale because this one isn't my shade. This is the shade 70 CB. If you use me as if you use me as a color match, the shade that I'm gonna get is 81NN. I'm gonna pick that up during the sale. Listen, if you have oily skin, I don't see how you dislike this foundation. It's a matte foundation that isn't drying out your face because it's too matte of a foundation. Like she a nice, you know, matte but looks soft matte-ish type foundation. So I'm gonna be picking this up during the sale. And then for the people who are a little bit more, you know, dry, normal skin, I would recommend the Anastasia, bam, just in your face like that foundation. The Anastasia Luminous foundation. This is also not my shade. This is the shade 510W. I'm not gonna pick this up during the sale just because I have a PR package coming from Anastasia of their foundations. But again, if you use me as a shade reference and you did want to pick this up during the sale, I am the shade 530N. Again, this is more, you know, dewy, normal, dewy, dry normal skin who, you know, this is just like perfect, like yes, because this is too matte for you. However, if you do have oily skin, you can still use this foundation. If you've seen my video, my face did not look crazy at the end of the day, so I would recommend both these foundations. So next up, I have some concealers to recommend, and concealer's really been weird for me for like kind of the last year because I don't have a go-to concealer, you know, one where I'm just like, yes, this works with anything that I try, you know, absolutely go to holy grail. Like I feel other people have those, you know, like NARS and Jackie or Makeup Forever and Aaliyah's Face, but I just feel like I don't have that. But I do have, you know, ones that I frequent enough that I could recommend to you guys. That's what I'm gonna do in this video. First is this, again, new Urban Decay Stay Naked Correcting Concealer. I've been using this. I feel like this is a nice concealer to use mixed with other concealers, especially as like a highlighter under eye type of concealer. Again, mattifying there, so if you have dry under eyes, you don't want to go too crazy with this concealer. But again, like she's one that I frequent enough and she's new, so if you want to pick it up, you should. Another is the Cover FX. I feel like on days where I just don't know what to do, I can go back. This is the Cover FX Power Play Concealer. I can go back to this one because she might not have been what I was feeling that day, but I know she's not gonna do me wrong. Like it's still gonna look nice on the face, but for some reason she's just not my holy grail concealer. But I think she's like, I don't know, $30. So if you did want to pick it up, I do recommend this concealer, and you know, go ahead and get it on sale there, fam. Another is the Fenty Pro Filt'r. Yes, Pro Filt'r concealer. This is the closest I get to it being, you know, like a holy grail type of concealer. It is a beautiful concealer on, especially if you're rocking like a whole Fenty products work wonderfully together. You know how there are some where it's just like, you know, like you don't really play nice with others. Fenty products work good with other products, but they work the best with Fenty products. So, you know, if you have the Fenty foundation, you've been kind of on the concealer, I would certainly recommend the two together. But this concealer works well with pretty much everything else that I try it with. I don't know, I feel like the formula might be a little too thin for me. I kind of like medium-ish type coverage foundations, but then I can go a little bit more full coverage with concealers, if that makes sense. So maybe that's why she's not holy grail. I also feel like I want to try this in different shades. This is in the shade 420. My apologies, I didn't tell you the shades of the other ones. The Cover FX was N Deep 3, and then the Urban Decay was 70 NY. But back to the Fenty concealer, I kind of want to try this in other shades. Maybe that's why it's not like a full holy grail concealer, but again, I'd recommend it. And the last one might surprise you a little bit because I've tried her a few times, and you know, I said I didn't like it. It is the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. I tried this for the very first time last year when the Jackie Aina Too Faced collab. Yeah, that's when I tried this for the very first time. I tried it for the first time in that video, and I said, you know, like it was creasing on my face, something like that. And then I tried it again with like a different foundation and stuff like that, and I think I said the same thing. I have a habit of purchasing things that I already purchased. Like I go through my makeup collection frequently and I get rid of things that I feel like, you know, like I didn't like this, I'm not gonna use it. But then I'll see other people using it, or I'll be on the websites looking at new concealers or new foundations, and I'll scroll past it and I'm like, you know, did I give it like the fairest of chances? Let me go ahead and buy it again. That is why I have tried that Benefit Porefessional, you know, that primer that everyone talked about years ago. That is why I have purchased that primer at least 5 times, because I have this moment where I'm just like, you know what, I didn't give it a fair chance. I gotta go ahead and buy it again. Then I buy it again and I end up having the same results that I had. But I bought this again a month, 2 months ago, and I've had different results. I don't know, you know, I'm getting older, maybe my skin is changing, but I feel like now with how I set my face, like it's not creasing like how it was before. So I would recommend this one. This is in the shade Chestnut. Again, just like Fenty, she's like the closest I get to having like a holy grail go-to concealer. Now for some face setting powders that I have to recommend. First is actually a powder foundation. This is the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Complexion Powder. This is in the shade Chai. I know a lot of people have been using this as an actual powder foundation on the face, and if you use me as a reference, Chai is not our shade, okay? This is not our foundation shade here. This is what I use to set my under eye area. It's on my face today. I was using the MAC Studio Fix powder, but I felt like they're pretty much the same shade, but Too Faced has a tad bit more of a golden-y undertone there, and I don't want my under eye area to be so neutral, so I've been using this one instead to set my under eye. Another powder I have to recommend is the Fenty Pro Filt'r Instant Retouch Setting Powder. This is in Banana. I like this shade because years ago I didn't like banana powders because they were like yellow banana powders. I like that this is like a, you know, like a beigey type of banana powder. I do feel like you can go overboard with this powder, so you know, I have some people say like, you know, it dries out their under eye, and I feel like I've had that happen when I just went overboard. So this is a one that, you know, on my driest of days that I would probably bake with, but it's a really nice concealer under eye setting powder. And the last one, you know, she's still kind of new, but I'm interested enough that I'm gonna recommend it and that I want to see what the other shades are like. This is the ABH Loose Setting Powder, again in Banana. Like, you see how they're two banana shades, but they're not that like yellow type of banana shades. Like, too much yellow on my face is just asking for a problem there. And the actual powder, like this, I feel like you could bake with if you do bake on your face and it won't dry you out. I'm not saying that this is going to dry you out if you use it, but if you go overboard with this powder, you know, your face might start feeling a little crispy there. Okay, so my Fenty bronzer decided that it didn't want to show up to the party, so I don't know where it is. I need to find out where it is because I'm going out of town and I haven't packed yet, but I use the shade Mocha Mami, Mocha Miami, Milk of Magnesia. I don't remember the shade name, but it'll be in the description down below. I haven't been using it lately just because I feel like since that bronzer is a tad bit more red-ish, I use it for those, you know, like bronzy, glowy, summer type skin looks, and I haven't been doing those lately, so that's why I haven't used it. The one I have been using is this Benefit Hoola Toasted bronzer. They did finally extend their bronzer shade range, so this is in Toasted. I know she don't look that dark of a bronzer, but it actually does get pretty dark. So this is the bronzer that I've been using. Benefit still sold at Sephora, right? Oh wow, watch me add this in this video. And I feel like I haven't seen Benefit on Sephora's website. And the only other thing I have is an eyeshadow recommendation. This is Soft Glam from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Now, I know it's not new, but she's new to me, okay? If you guys remember, not too long ago, I did a video where I created a look with every Anastasia palette that I own, which I think was 8 looks. I actually own 10 altogether because they have since launched another eyeshadow palette, and I have one that's like years old, and I only keep it because it was my first eyeshadow palette ever. So it was like 8 looks in one video. I used this palette in it, and look, y'all know that I'm not really like I'm not a neutral eyeshadow person, but I just like experimenting with color more than I do neutral colors. But if we're talking, you know, everyday-ish type looks, like if I was wearing makeup to an office or to school or something like that, it's gonna be a neutral eyeshadow. So I feel like this is perfect for that type of thing. You can see the colors. You can see the colors that I frequent in this palette there. And since we're talking about Anastasia, you know, a little honorable mention there. If you guys didn't know, Cousin Jackie's palette is sold at Sephora. So, you know, if you were wanting it and you were looking at it and you're just like, I don't know because I ain't got the funds like that, or you have the funds at a discount, if you wanted to support Cousin Jackie, the palette is available at Sephora, so you could get it during the sale. And in the same breath, I feel like I don't have enough products to recommend to you guys, but I also feel like I've been talking for quite a bit and you're probably tired of me at this point. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap this video up there. Let me know down below like what else you guys are thinking of picking up during this sale. This sale is kind of gonna be more makeup-ish for me because that November sale is when I usually, you know, like stock up on skincare and stuff like that. But let me know down below what you guys are thinking of picking up for this sale. Let me know if you even knew that this sale was going on. I feel like the promotion of this sale has been kind of off and weird. And like I said before, all the information that you need to know about the sale, like when it starts and when it starts for the different tiers that they have, will be in the description down below. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So make sure to thumbs up, comment, and subscribe down below. Thank you all for watching. I will see you in the next one.